Tomorrow, Apple is holding what is typically its annual iPhone event. Normally, this event is held in September, but due to the global everything that's been happening here in 2020, the launch got pushed back by about a month. That said, here on the eve of the event, I'm gonna break down all of the biggest rumors from the most trusted sources to give you the details on what will be revealed at the high-speed iPhone 12 event. Now, jumping off of that high-speed event name, one of the major features of the iPhone 12 will be the addition of 5G connectivity. These will be the first Apple devices of any kind to support 5G, and they'll support both the sub-6 gigahertz and millimeter wave versions. Now, sub-6 isn't as fast as millimeter wave, but it is far more widespread and can penetrate through walls like we're used to with cellular. Millimeter wave is incredibly fast, but basically requires direct line of sight to the antenna, so it's great if you're in a stadium or some other fixed position. Expect Apple to spend some time demoing the speed benefits of 5G at the event. Staying on the high-speed event name, there's also the new A14 chip. This is the main processor that powers the iPhone, and this is going to be the first 5nm chip put into any smartphone, which is a big leap forward. Expect major gains in both power and efficiency, and for Apple to spend some time showing not only how much faster this chip is than the ones found in the last couple of iPhones, but also the battery life improvements that 5nm will allow for. All right, next up, let's talk about these new sizes. This year, Apple will be releasing 4 new models of iPhones across 3 different sizes. So let's go from smallest to largest. The new iPhone 12 mini will be 5.4 inches and will be the smallest iPhone that Apple sells. And yes, it will be even smaller than the iPhone SE that Apple released earlier this year. And actually, it'll be just a little bit bigger than the original iPhone 5 and iPhone SE. Then there's the standard iPhone 12, which will be 6.1 inches, the same size as last year's iPhone 11. Then there's the iPhone 12 Pro, which will also be 6.1 inches, which is up from the 5.8 inches of the iPhone 11 Pro. And lastly, there is the big guy. The iPhone 12 Pro Max will be 6.7 inches, which is up from the 6.5 inches of last year's model and the largest iPhone display that Apple has ever released. Now, one other note on the displays of these phones, the entire lineup will ship with OLED displays for the first time. In previous years, Apple split the line between OLED at the high end and LCD at the entry level. Now, on the design of these phones, as you can kind of see here with these dummy models, you're getting a slight redesign. Gone are the curved edges, and in is a new squared off design, similar to what you see on the iPad Pro and iPad Air. People have been asking for this for a while, but I personally think that this shape will mean that the phones will be less comfortable in the hand, but I digress. Next, let's talk about cameras. This is always one of the major areas that Apple focuses on, no pun intended, during iPhone keynotes. First, the camera hardware themselves will be improved with an f1.6 aperture taking in even more light, and the Pro models will get an even wider ultra-wide camera, and that third telephoto lens that is found on the Pro model will provide an optical zoom up to 4 times, which is way up from the 2 times found on the current 11 Pro Max. The 12 Pro Max in particular will also have a couple of exclusive features, namely 5 times optical zoom and 47% larger camera sensors. So if photography is your thing, then the Pro Max is going to be the one to get. We'll also see the next generation of Apple's HDR algorithm called Smart HDR 3, and the second generation of both Deep Fusion, which is meant to make photos taken in more medium light scenarios look good, and night mode, which is meant for dim to dark scenes. The new Pro models will also pick up the LiDAR scanner that we saw ship on the iPad Pro earlier this year, which should be great